Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about newborn non-essentials and certain things that I would never buy and just will never, because I think they're so unnecessary. But again, everyone will have their own opinion here, so if you guys do have these things, I'm not judging you in any way, shape, or form. They just don't work for me and my family. So let's begin. Also, just want to let you know that I do have a part 1 to this for newborn essentials, and it's pretty minimal, honestly. So if you guys need help finding and putting things on your registry, you guys should go check out part 1. But this is part 2 of what you probably do not need, and I'll kind of explain why. So the first thing might surprise you, and it is baby bibs. A lot of people buy a lot of these, even ones for like every holiday. I was that person too at one point, but I got rid of all of them because I never used them. If your baby spits up, you can totally use a burp cloth, a towel, whatever you may have around you. You do not need to have, I feel like, baby bibs all the time. I don't know, I just feel like they're uncomfortable, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about those. Next thing I never used is a pack and play or a travel crib. One, I don't understand why we need them unless you're traveling a lot. Yes, it might be a good idea to have a travel crib. I thought of getting one with Jaden because I was like, oh, if we go to our grandparents' house, maybe he'll sleep in there. He never slept in there. He hated it. He hated being in there. It's kind of like a little jail where they can't move around. And I do have some friends who use a pack and play like in their living room just for like the changing pad, but I feel like you could change your baby anywhere, like on the floor, on the couch, like it's really no big deal. So I don't know, I feel like it just takes up a lot of space and it's just not necessary whatsoever. So the third thing is walkers, okay? Like putting your child like in something to help them walk. I guess this goes with the idea of it just being a contraption where they can't move their body and learn. So that goes with bouncers, walkers, sit-me-up chairs, anything that just kind of keeps them contained in something. I absolutely will not have or buy. I just don't understand them. I think kids need to be able to move their bodies, to learn how to use them, to just move around. Like if you're stuck in the same position for a really long time, does it feel comfortable to you? No. So think about how your baby feels too. Another thing that a lot of people buy, which I don't think is essential, is play gyms. Yes, I do have one from Loveberry, but I don't think I'm going to be using it this time. You know, it's like the play gyms where they lay down and the baby just stares at things. They could also look at so many other things too. Take them outside, let them look at the sky, like let them look at the grass, let them look at a book or some kind of toy in front of them. They take up some space, yes. Do some of them fold? Yes, they do. But all you really need is like a mat or a blanket or something comfortable for them to just lay on. So a play gym is not necessary. Yeah, it's nice to have, but totally non-essential. One thing you don't need to buy is a bottle warmer. So you can honestly just heat up a pot of water and warm your bottle that way. I know some people use it for convenience, but it just takes up a lot of space. That's really it. You don't need to spend money on it. You don't need to put it on your counter, your kitchen counter, to take up space. And it's just another thing that, you know, they want parents to buy. This one, some people might not understand, but I feel like you don't need a changing pad, like one of those like fabric ones or like one of those dresser changing pads where like the thing doesn't come off. You'll probably never use it again when your child gets older, but again, you could just change your baby anywhere. Put them on a blanket, put them on a pad, put them on something where you could just change them on the floor, on the couch, on your bed, wherever it may be. I don't think you need a designated area for changing, because at the end of the day, I feel like you are where your baby is, and wherever you are is most convenient to change the diaper. You're rarely taking your baby to their room to put them on the changing pad. At least that is what was going on for us. We just changed the diaper wherever we could, and that was that, and it was easy and simple that way. I never understood wipe warmers. Why? Like, I get it that we want to make our baby feel comfortable with like no cold touch, but in reality, like, Is your toilet paper warmed up? When you use a wipe on your butt, is it warmed up? Is your toilet seat always warmed up? No. I just think it's important to talk to them while you're doing it. And I know a lot of people may find this weird as I'm saying it, but your baby is a human being, okay? You can talk to them even though they seem like they're not moving, they're not understanding a lot, that they're just there. They're taking in everything around them, you know? And you're their person to make them feel safe and loved. So if you're taking that cold wipe, right? Because when we take out a wipe, it's pretty cold. Just be like, okay, I'm going to wipe you now. Here's the wipe, and wipe them. I know it sounds silly, but I think it's great because they learn that way and they know to expect it too. So another thing you don't need a lot of, and I feel like people get really excited about this, and I get it, especially if you're a first-time parent, you buy so many cute outfits, but you don't use them because they're just so hard to put on, and I feel like they're not as comfortable as just wearing a onesie. So onesies is really all you need. Forget the cute little outfits. Yes, you may need one if you're going out somewhere, I don't know, for someone's communion or something. When your baby is young, you might have to buy a little dress or a little, I don't know, shirt and pants. Other than that, they really sleep a lot and they need to be comfortable when they sleep. So think about what you are buying when it comes to outfits and clothes for your newborn. So one thing a lot of people buy also is a drying rack for their bottles and things like that. I don't think this is necessary. You could just, you know, put it on a paper towel or one of those like reusable, what are those called? Like dish drying towel things. They feel a little spongy. I don't know what they're called. You could do that, or like me, we use our dishwasher as a drying rack. So we pretty much wash our dishes, hand wash them, and we just place them there. You do not need special diaper pails, okay? Like the Diaper Genie and whatever other thing is out there. First of all, the inserts, like the garbage bags, are a lot more expensive than regular garbage bags, but we just bought a regular garbage bag. And honestly, even with that, you end up throwing them out sometimes in your own kitchen bag because you end up throwing it out sooner than later because of the amount of diapers you change. And then as you get older too, their poop starts smelling worse when they start eating solids. So what we do is we throw it out where we throw out our dog's poop. So we don't use the trash very often like that. So I think it's a waste of money to invest in like a Diaper Genie or anything like that. Another thing that there's a lot of on the market is like special diaper bags. You can totally just use a regular backpack or a regular bag. Just look at the compartments. There are some bags that are even made with like better space and storage and organization than diaper bags on the market. Do I own a diaper bag? Yeah, I do, but I use it as my purse every day as well and my backpack. So it's kind of like for me, but also for my child at the same time. And if you do need a breastfeeding friendly one for like pumps and parts, I do love Base, B-E-I-S, which is created by Shay Mitchell. I do recommend them. They're not super expensive as some other diaper bags out there. So it's really up to you if you need one, or if you're gonna be traveling a lot, if you're gonna be breast pumping and so on. But again, you could just use a regular bag if needed. This one, I'm not going to lie, I do have one. It is a sound machine. Do I use it often? No. Will I be using it with this baby? I don't really know. A lot of people are kind of one way or the other about it. Is it necessary? No. But I don't think you also have to like tiptoe around the baby when they're sleeping. I think it's actually really good for them to like, you know, hear the dog bark or, I don't know, hear you vacuuming and still sleep through. That's what I did with Jane a lot, and he was able to sleep anywhere and everywhere because it's still noise. Technically a sound machine is just noise, and people say like, you know, that's what the baby heard a lot in the womb. So that's kind of what they're used to. But is it necessary? I don't think so. I do like the Hatch for the color choices and kind of for the other noises of like nature. I think it's very calming even for me. But I think as they get older, it's really great for like the color, so like they know when to get up and when they know it's bedtime and so on. But again, isn't necessary. You decide on that one yourself. And the last thing that I will never buy is any toy with sounds or lights. As you guys know or have been here before, and maybe you're finding out for the first time, I really, really enjoy simple, open-ended toys. And one brand that I absolutely love is Loveberry. You guys will see that in our playroom, pretty much all of it. But I think that sound and light up toys really end up just boring your child. Like, imagine pressing the same button over and over and just hearing the same thing. Like, how annoying does that get? One, it's annoying to you as a parent. But two, like, it's just so, what's the word? Overstimulating. It doesn't really teach them anything. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's educational, it's teaching them ABCs. But, for example, if your child is memorizing it versus actually learning it, like, they're not learning it when they memorize it, you know? So, think about that. Plus, also, like, your child does not need to be rushed to learn the ABCs. We, like, start doing this, like, when kids are already, like, 2 years old. Let them have fun. Let them play. Let them be creative. Let them have open-ended toys. Let them wonder. Let them love to learn and experience things and be a part of your everyday activities. They find more joy in helping you. Like, Jaden finds more joy in helping me, like, with the chickens, getting the eggs, gardening, washing dishes, baking, just everyday simple life things versus, you know, hitting a button on a toy. I think people need to realize also, like, the more toys you have, the more bored your kid gets and the less creative they are. And I think, you know, sticking to simple toys like blocks and Lego and, I don't know, stackable things and magnetiles and imaginary play, capes and wands and animals and whatever it may be, like, they will play a lot more than if they had to play with something that made a lot of sound and noise. Trust me on it. I've seen it firsthand, even just seeing other kids be bored with their toys. I even have a friend who reached out to me and she was like, I just want to get rid of all my son's toys and start from scratch. Like, he doesn't play with anything. And yes, you will probably get these toys from grandparents or friends or birthday parties, whatever it may be. But you choose to do what you want to do with them. I donate mine. I get rid of them. I let him play with it for a little bit, and then they just disappear. And we just continue playing, and he's so creative now. So it is definitely one thing that I will never buy myself because I don't think it does any good at the end of the day. So those are the things that I think are non-essential, as well as some things that I would never buy myself. I really hope you found some helpful tips here. You may not agree with everything, and that's totally okay. And I'm not judging you either if you do have these things. Again, I'm just explaining to you why they don't work for us and why I would choose to have them or not to have them in my home. So if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. It is completely free, and I always tell you guys, but I'm on Instagram way more often, like every day, because it's just easier. I don't have to edit, and sometimes, you know, life happens and I don't have the time to post as many videos. So I am going to put my Instagram here if you guys want to check that out as well. There's a lot of helpful things there too. And that's about it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.